Okay, new video started. So, uh, the Hopi name for the star Sirius is Blue Star Kachina. It will come when the Saquashoho Blue Star Kachina dances in the plaza and removes her mask. And how many after what I have said did understand that? I understand it that the light will show itself when you remove your mask, which is when you cleanse yourself from your ego, you will see the light. In the final days, we will look upon up in our heavens, and we will witness the return of the two brothers who helped create this world in the birthing time. Okay, so what's happening here is when you stop separating yourself, that you actually cleanse yourself from the bad behaviors, bad values, and stuff like that that you have created through your ego, you will see the other part of yourself. And then you will look upon that and you will start to try to combine them. When you combine them, that is when you have started your path on ascension. You're ascending. You are totally awakened and you are ascending. Um, who helped create the world in birthing time. And you need both. You need logic and creativity. Have you seen what math does? Math is a bunch of text that very few people understand, or very many. But you can understand the letters, but you don't necessarily need to understand what the letters say. Huh? So that's logic. But you can't create a flower from random numbers, right? So you need to find some creative combination that makes out the perfect visuals, the perfect sounds, the perfect lights, stuff like that. Yeah, that needs creativity. That's the other side of the brain. Combine them and you will have rational thought. So, combine your brains, please. Sorry if that sounded... Yeah. Let's see. I've I've noticed that I do this, but I haven't really figured out what it is. Um, because there's a lot of people out there having their own interpretations of all things. Myself thought that the most evil people in the world are the rich ones, but they are the ones that already noticed this. When you notice this, you can start to analyze everything. Movies, TV series, books, pictures, everything. Everything. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. And when you understand that, and when you can really understand that, then you stop being blind and you start seeing the truth. And when you see the truth, then a whole new world begins. And by the way, the whole purification thing, it is, let's see, the ones with bad values have their have their some call it heart chakras disconnected. I would say that you have raised your heart to the limit that you disturb the natural uh, electromagnetic field. You know, if you have a higher vibration of something, you actually disturb it. And high heart rate and stuff like that really doesn't do good. And it ages the body and a lot of stuff. Um, Time is, as Einstein put it, uh, and it just vanished. Yeah, because time doesn't exist. Not for me anyway. It's individual. Time is relative. Time is relative. So time is relative to the heart rate that you have. The calmer your heart rate is, the longer your life is. Anyway, back to back. Yeah, the the whole thing with um, oh, it's called. Well, the purification. Before the purification, your heart rate is so yumpy that you can't build um, a connection with everyone through the electromagnetic field. And when you can't connect with Earth, Earth is we can call Earth God, and that we are part of God is part of Earth. Uh, yeah, the, the egg of life to the tree of life is Earth. I don't know how to explain this. Actually, it's the metaphor in English is quite difficult to write out in words, but the vibration is so high that you aren't able to create the field that is needed for universal communication. So when you calm your heart, then you will be able. This is the the seven deadly sins, basically. It's a purification. Everything that raises your heart is bad, basically. Everything. Everything that calms your heart calms your life cycle. And I have this problem with breathing. I may be breathing somewhat and then I don't breathe. I have no idea. I don't even think about breathing. It does its own thingy. But when you calm yourself, then the electromagnetic field opens up, or the biomagnetic field, or I don't know what to call it. There's not enough research into it. It's there is technology to actually measure the fields, but they measure the fields on people that aren't connected to anyone else. And if they measure that field, well, of course it's going to be like 0.0.0.0.05 millivolts of connection to an electromagnetic field. Well, it's so small that it can't possibly do anything. Well, try to measure it on me then. One who actually, when yeah, I was trying to visualize my darkness in my head is starting to get connected with light because I am on my path right now, I believe. I think, I hope. Anyway, I am from time to time able to control my magnetic field, my electromagnetic field. The heart makes it, but we can also use it to do stuff. Well, we don't really need physical things to do stuff, but physical things is much more fun as it's a creation and we can play around with it instead of playing around with ourselves. That came out strangely. Um, anyway, some people have had measurable deviances, singularities, and they don't really, they're not really put in in the box. This is scientifically correct uh, because to it could have been good to actually know how to reproduce the experiments. First off, let them go through a purification. Teach them the golden rule. Then teach them to follow the 10 commandments. Then teach them that they see auras, which is the electromagnetic field, and through the auras comes light emitted by the people. And then you teach them every other aspect that you want to teach people, like clairvoyance and other things. When you've reproduced that, then you will be able to understand why metaphysics never functioned in the logical hemisphere, because you missed this, the connection. That is what it is. The two halves. I started to understand that now. This is so funny. This is the three, the connection between, also the eye of knowledge, but it's the connection. One half of the brain, one half of the brain, connection. and within is the eye of God, right? Kind of. Let's see. Where were we? In final ways, we will look upon the heavens and the return of the two brothers who helped create the world in the birthing time. Pogang is the guardian of our North Pole, and his brother Palongoya Gav Hoya is the guardian of the South Pole. In the final days, the blue Kachina will with come to be with her nephews, and they will return to the Earth to its natural rotation, which is counterclockwise. This is what I mean. When you have a high heart pace, you won't be able to create the field. When you have a slow heart pace, then you create the field. And I don't know if they've understood it right, but it's like this that we made a field that torsion. It goes clockwise, counterclockwise at the same time. So um, uh, the stronger it gets, and the more you believe in yourself, you can actually create a what's it called, a Markova? Ma uh, I I can't remember what it's called. It's a very strong field that lets you travel. Yeah, it sounds very, very, very unlikely, but yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go in here. The return of the blue Kachina, who is also as Nanga Sohu, will be the alarm clock that tells us of the new day and new way of life. What? 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 Okay, I missed that totally when I read this. I just read the first. Okay. A new world that is coming. This is where the changes will begin. They will start as fires that burns when oh. I think I'm gonna go and puke. Coming to the realization of you actually doing what's happening in there. Um, yeah, there's one more thing. The strange thing that I kind of I've always had this fun time when I see all the Christians go like speaking tongues, speaking in tongues. But the thing is, it's not like that. When you get close to someone else and you start talking with that person, you combine your knowledge with that person. So that is what happened when the days of Babylon happened. When people got arrogant and stopped believing in the old ways, they lost the knowledge and they had to create new languages. Sorry, because they stop believing in themselves. This is basically what happens when others don't really understand what's happening or what's going on. When people don't connect all the parts, then there's so much there's so much to learn. There's so much. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I'm really, really good at connecting dots, though, and I have been given information because I connected with God, the source, if we want to call it like that. So everyone that has information are given the information. You understand? When you believe in yourself to actually talk different languages, when you believe that, uh, you will actually do that, which I have done, but I tend to sing in other languages because I don't see the need in languages more than to communicate right now so that others can learn. But then we will have to, well, if we are to keep this information, we still have to have schools that start with asking questions and indoctrinating a lot of different languages. I don't care if it's a lot of different languages as long as everyone understands one another by heart. When they do that, we can all communicate. They start as fires that burn within us, and we will burn up with desires and conflict if we do not remember the original teachings and return to the peaceful way of life. Yeah, and this is what I've talked about the whole day of the purification. I woke up with a fire, and I was so arrogant because I didn't know what was right or anything. It had taken me 1.5 years to go through all of this, and some people, they have been going through this for years on end. And but the first is you always go through the whole, how should I put it? You go through the whole karmic system your whole life. And no, not your whole life. When your values diminish, which they do through school, because the values in school aren't that high, so they they tend to crush the people that get in school. Uh, but we can change that for the better later on. It doesn't need to be no school, because that would actually degrade the whole humanity and civilization, and we would definitely. The question is, do we want to live in the bushes, planting our own food? Yes, of course. If it's easy to do it, of course. I wouldn't mind that. Living in a house with solar powered electricity, having researched appliances that actually don't admit these dissonant vibrations. These dissonant vibrations is what causes some problems. I wouldn't say cancer per se, but yeah, it's more to it than just that. It's it's the dissonant vibration because you can have vibration kill um, cancer is dead tissue combined. So yes, these logical play stuff thingies that we love so much is part of our creation. And even if I know that they don't really serve a great purpose on one part, they actually serve a really great purpose. But in return, we need to understand the complications and have a reasoning of both sides. We can't choose one or the other. We can't. The the only thing we can do is if we want what we have today, we have to change our values, our concept of values, and we need to love everything, even if it does wrong. Because if we judge those that do wrong when they already are getting judged, well, that will be a problem later on, I think. But everything has to grow in its pace. The thing that fears me most is actually that people will lose their way and kind of don't strive towards perfection in every way and instead lose their way, becoming part of God, a God, not part of the God, the God. But when you wake up and these fires within you come, you will actually wander towards some strange stuff, actually. So, like, yeah, I had a lot of fights in the beginning, fought a lot of people, cause I wouldn't understand them completely. Or I did understand them, or I wouldn't listen. Uh, Not far behind the twins will come the purifier. Yeah, this is when you need to change your ways. When you wake up, you need to change your ways. If you don't change your ways, no happy life for you. The red Kachina, who will bring the day of purification, on this day the earth, her creation, and all life as we know it will change forever. There will be messengers that will precede this coming of the purifier. They will leave messages to those on earth who remember the old ways. The messengers, the messages will be found written in the living stone through the sacred grains and even the waters. Crop circles have been found in ice. So they're talking about crop circles, and if you actually check out that, yeah, there's a lot of crop circles and stuff like that, but I have another interpretation for that. And that is computers. Yeah, without without computers, we wouldn't be able to communicate. So, and and all the profits and, and stuff like that, fear mongering, lost people, thinking that it's a day where Christians get salvation for their good deeds of having bad values. Same goes for Muslims. I'm sorry, but many of the Muslims actually follow some virtue, some values, and others are misled by really, really false prophets. But yeah, I'm not angry. It's needed to be. It's going to be. We're in a time. I wouldn't say it's a battle. We're in a time where it's a struggle to acknowledge things when we are told. I know myself because I've been trying to hide it away for all my life. Actually, yeah, later on I'm gonna check it on. From the purifier will issue forth a great red light. All things will change in their manner of being. Every living thing will be offered the opportunity to change from the largest to the smallest thing. Those who return to the ways given to us in the original teachings and live a natural way of life will not be touched by the coming of the purifier. Yeah, I haven't really understood this to the fullest, but my interpretation of it is actually that the inner fire take those who, yeah. I don't think it's going to be, well, uh, well, as I've said, all of creation. I love all of creation. God loves all of creation. So it's it's such a nice story playing out, isn't it? It's very beautiful. Those who return to the ways given to us in the original teachings, which is to go back to being loving individuals of one another and self, which is God. So the the thing is, those who don't want to believe in it, they will be punishing themselves. It's not hard, more difficult than that, actually. It isn't. Um, they will survive and build the new world. I, yeah, we will survive. Those who take in the teachings and understand them uh, will survive in that way that, yeah, we're immortal, kind of. Um, we need to also understand that um, when you know something, then it also needs the knowing of others to be able to, how should I put it? Well, I know I'm immortal. If not in this body, then in next. The the light that I come from, it is immortal. I am a part of an immortal being that we all call God, which I am part of, and you are part of, and everything of creation is part of. It's not illogical. I've already told the whole story up until now. It's all about understanding. Only in ancient teachings will the ability to understand the messages be found. Yes, yes, definitely, most definitely. The teachings that I go after, I don't know why, but they're much older than the ones that we have around us. The ones that we have now are actually some kind of purification of the oldest scriptures, the ancient ones, um, which was we have a large history to take in and accept, and we also need to accept that we are connected to everything. So the chaos that we create is formed around us. As for me, when I'm happy, really, truly happy, and I burn from the inside, and I have others to give that to, and others give to me what they have, then the sun shines. The sun shines upon me, and I have thought it was so strange. I even filmed it in a video. Yeah, I'm done with this one. So, uh, yeah, I like him. His reality is actually catching up with the truth. So destroying the illusion. He's. I hope he sees what I want to share, because I'm not judging. Because yeah, I love him as I do with many others. And as you see, I'm not the one just watching one thing. I'm watching many things. I have very, very strange. Let's see. Yeah, I made this. Yeah, it's not gonna be released yet. It's gonna be released. When you see it, it's released. Um, let's see. Channels, playlists, playlist. Is it in a playlist? Randoms is one. I should like dismiss some of the things that I have made earlier. But as I said, I was not perfect. I am not perfect. So I shouldn't act perfect. So we'll leave it at that. But I know that I'm having have a video here somewhere. There. Law of attraction can, yeah. It's law of attraction is a part of the understanding. It's not the full understanding. Um, but if you have taken in everything else, then you will understand the law of attraction. And oh, can't do that. Can do that though. This is the sun. And I didn't see anyone else that it shined upon. And I felt followed by the light. And others dismissed it as, well, it's something that happens because light goes. Yeah, no. If light goes how you tell light goes, then light would be broader. it would be everywhere. No, it followed me. That was why I noticed it and I filmed it. The good thing was that I actually uploaded it. The thing is that that was, yeah, I published it then, but it's older than that. And uh, it's older than that because it's from, it's from, it was from, was it from March 2017? Oh, well, maybe it was from March to, oh, 2017. I don't know. Anyway, um, I've seen pictures, many that claim that the light is spaceships and stuff like that, but no. Uh, People that emit light, they tend to attract light. Yeah, that's how it is. So I'm very much attracted to the sun, and the sun is very much attracted to me. And it can also be attracted to you and everyone else because I am just part of it. See, I'm not special. I'm just decoder. I wasn't supposed to say that. I was trying to hold back. I've been trying to hold back on that because I didn't know if it was something that I took in because I heard it or because I actually know myself to be that. But I speak truth, so still I'm in the doubting myself area. And when you're in doubting myself area, there's not much that's going to be fixed, right? Um, yeah, what I'm doing now is actually, I'm going through what does religion, I made 4 videos for the Swedish occupants. Uh, and since I now understand a lot more than I did a week ago, yeah, things can change that fast. And if you don't understand the whole um, spiral of things, the more you grow, the more you get. See? You start by little and you go out, and I don't even know how I know this. I just know it. Ask and you shall receive. Like, and it's, I don't know how I know this. I know exactly how I know this. I'm connected to the source, which connects to everyone else that is a part of the source. So we are sharing information. It's like the internet, but with the brain connected. So we don't need to make a logical net. Far from it. But the hard, the difficult thing is to actually teach the believers and the disbelievers. Uh, or actually everyone. Because truth can be simple. Truth is simple. That's why it it's just simple. Come on. It's so rationally simple that it's ridiculous. Really. It is. Let's see. I have more screenshots, but I think I'm going to make a new video since I'm up in four gigabytes anyway. Stopping this, making a new one.